Good morning students, and now we are going to solve some exercise questions related to the rectifier. So before that we have to know what do you mean by rectifier, rectification, types of rectifier. Okay, so rectifier is nothing but it is a device which converts the alternating current into DC current, means a direct current. Okay, then the diode is used as a rectifier. PN junction diode is used as a rectifier. Then how many types of rectifier are there? Two types of rectifier are there. So that those are half wave rectifier and full wave rectifier. Then what do you mean by half wave rectifier? In the half wave rectifier, we are going to use only one PN junction diode, and that rectifies the only one half cycle of the alternating current. Only one half cycle. That may be positive half cycle or that may be negative half cycle. So that is called half wave rectifier. Then what is full wave rectifier? Full wave rectifier is nothing but it rectifies both half cycles of the alternating current. Both half cycles means positive half cycle and also negative half cycle. That rectifies the both half cycles of the alternating current. So it is an input voltage. This input voltage is nothing but alternating voltage. Okay. Then what is output voltage? Output voltage is nothing but direct voltage. So it is the waveform for full wave rectifier because both half cycles are rectified here. Okay. Then what do you mean by rectification? It is the process of conversion of alternating current into direct current. Okay. So now, in case of half wave rectifier, how many diodes are used here? Only one diode can be used. And in case of full wave rectifier, we are going to use two PN junction diodes. Okay. Then what is the efficiency of rectifier? Formula for efficiency of rectifier, that is output power divided by input power. Here which is output power? DC is the output power. DC power to the AC power means output power to the input power. Which is the input power? AC power is the input power, and which is the output power? That is a DC, because AC to DC, then it is the efficiency of rectifier. And what is the efficiency formula for half wave rectifier? Efficiency formula for half wave rectifier is 0.406 into load resistance divided by internal resistance of the diode plus load resistance. Okay, it is the efficiency of half wave rectifier. It is the formula used to find the efficiency of half wave rectifier. So we are going to get the output voltage at the load resistance. RL is nothing but here load resistance, and small r is nothing but here it is the internal resistance of the diode, and again RL is the load resistance. But what is the efficiency of full wave rectifier? That is theta is equal to 0.812 into RL divided by R plus RL. Okay, it is the efficiency of full wave rectifier. Here both half cycles are rectified. Full wave rectifier, and it is the efficiency of half wave rectifier. Okay. Then what is the efficiency of rectifier? That is a DC power to the AC power. Means it is the ratio of DC power to the AC power, which is the output power, that is a DC power, because alternating current is converted into direct current. It is the function of rectifier. So which can be used as a rectifier? Diode is used as a rectifier. Then what is the question? Question number 24. The applied AC power means input AC power. The applied AC power to a half wave rectifier, which rectifier here? Half wave rectifier is 200 watt. Is 200 watt. Means AC power is given. Solution. AC power is given, that is how much? 200 watt. Then the DC power output obtained is 50 watt. Means output power is DC, that is a DC power, it is a AC power, this is input and it is a DC power and it is a output, because AC to DC. Then it is how much? 50 watt. Then what is our question? We have to find the rectification efficiency. So output power is given and input power is given. How to find the efficiency? Already I said that whatever may be the rectifier, whether it is full wave rectifier or half wave rectifier, rectifier can be written as eta is equal to DC power to the AC power. DC power to the AC power. So what is the DC power? DC power is nothing but here, that is 50 divided by AC power is nothing but here 200. Okay. So what is the answer for pi by 20? Pi by 20 is nothing but it is a 0.25. 0.25. Then in terms of percentage it is a 25%. So what is the efficiency now? It is a 25%. Okay. Then it is the efficiency of half-wave rectifier. Then next question number 25. A full wave PN junction diode rectifier. Full wave. Full wave means here both half cycles are rectified here. Means two diodes are used. Uses a load resistance of 1300 ohm. Load resistance given. That is RL given. That is how much? 1300 ohm. Then next, the internal resistance of each diode is 9 ohm. Internal resistance is how much? 9 ohm. Find the efficiency of this full wave rectifier. Already I said that which is the formula here. That is eta is equal to, for the full wave rectifier, that is 0.812 into RL divided by small r plus RL. Use this formula, you will get the efficiency in terms of percentage. In terms of percentage means you have to multiply 100%, you will get the answer. I hope we will solve this one. Okay. Now let us solve the question number 28. If VA and VB denote potentials of A and B, this potential at A is VA and potential at B is VB. Then the equivalent resistance between A and B in the adjoining circuit is, means we have to find the equivalent resistance of this circuit between A and B here. So the diode is ideal. What we have to assume here? The diode is ideal. The ideal diode having the zero resistance. If it has zero resistance, there is no opposition to the flow of current. Okay. Then we are going to check which are the correct options here. Okay. So first option is 50 ohm if VA is greater than VB, and second option is 30 ohm if VA is less than VB, and third option is both 1 and 2 are correct, and fourth option is neither 1 nor 2. So we have to check which is the correct option here. See here, if VA is greater than VB, means potential at A is greater than potential at B. A is connected to P and B is connected to N. Means P is connected to high potential and N is connected to low potential. Means it is a forward bias. Whenever it is forward bias, it conducts the current. Means there is a flow of current through this 30 ohm, and there is a flow of current through this 30 ohm because there is no diode. Okay. Then what is the equivalent resistance? In both the resistances there is a flow of current. How to find the equivalent resistance? And they are connected in parallel. So this 30 ohm and this 30 ohm both are connected in parallel and both conducting the current here, because the diode is forward biased only when VA is greater than VB. Then what is the equivalent resistance of 30 ohm and 30 ohm in parallel? Already we know that how to find the equivalent resistance of two resistors are connected in parallel if they have the same resistance. What is that formula? Solution is RP is equal to R by N. R by N. So when we are going to use this formula, only when the resistors are in the same resistance. To find the equivalent resistance in parallel combination, we are going to use this formula, that is RP is equal to R by N. What is R here? 30 ohm. Then how many resistors are there? 2. That means 30 by 2, that is 15 ohm. So 15 ohm only when VA is greater than VB. VA is greater than VB. So when the potential at A is greater than potential at B now, then the diode is forward biased. That means both resistors conducting the current here. Okay. Then next, second option we have to check. 30 ohm if VA is less than VB. If potential at A is less than potential at B, means the potential applied to the P is less than potential applied to the N. Okay. Hence it is a reverse bias. When the diode is reverse biased, there is no flow of current through this diode. Hence there is no flow of current through this branch. There is only flow of current through this resistance. Means we are going to consider only that one. We are not going to consider this branch because here it is a reverse bias. Hence, what is the resistance here? Resistance is 30 ohm when if VA is less than VB. If VA is less than VB, then the diode is reverse bias. Hence, there is no flow of current through this branch here. Okay, because it does not conduct any current because it is reverse bias. Only this resistance can conduct the current. Then what is the resistance now? 30 ohm. Only when VA is less than VB. Means both are correct. Means which is the right option? Third one is the right option. Both 1 and 2. Okay. Next, in the figure shown, the currents through the series resistance. Which is series resistance? Just see the figure here. So series resistance is 5 kilo ohm, and the load resistance is how much? 10 kilo ohm. It is a load resistance. Across the load resistance, we are going to get the output. And what is this symbol? This one. It is nothing but Zener diode. Already we studied about Zener diode. Then what we have to find out? The currents through the series resistance means the current flowing through the 5 kilo ohm and also the current flowing through the 10 kilo ohm. Our aim is to find the current through 5 kilo ohm and current through 10 kilo ohm. So how to solve? See here, what is the potential across the Zener diode here? That is a 50 volt. Then we can find the current flowing through the 10 kilo ohm. That is a load resistance. How to find it here? IL is equal to solution. IL is equal to, that is a VL by RL. What is VL? So VL is nothing but here VZ means potential across the Zener diode. That is a 50 volt. 50. And what about this one? That is a 10 kilo ohm. 10 into 10 to the power of 3. 10 into 10 to the power of 3. Then it is a 5 into 10 to the power of minus 3. Because 10 5 are 50, 5 into, I will take 10 to the power of 3 to the numerator, that becomes 10 to the power of minus 3. That is 5 milliampere. So it is a current through the load resistance. Then what about current through the series resistance? We are going to find the current through the resistance. Sorry, that is a 5 kilo ohm. That can be taken as I. In the diagram, we given that is a I. That I is equal to 1. The applied voltage is 120. Then the potential difference across the Zener diode is how much? 50. 120 minus 50 divided by the resistance, which is the series resistance, that is 5 kilo ohm. 5 kilo ohm means here it is a 5 into 10 to the power of 3. Then 120 minus 50, that is 70. 70 divided by 5 into 10 to the power of 3. So that is 40. 70 by 5. Okay. So see here, 5 ones are 5 means remaining 20. 5 fours are, that is 40. 14 into 10 to the power of minus 3. That is 14 milliampere. But what is the question asked here? Respectively, we have to find the currents through the series resistance and the load resistance respectively. What is the current through the series resistance? That is 14 milliampere. And what is the current through the load resistance here? That is a 5 milliampere. We got 5 milliampere. Then which is the right option? So right option is second one. Then what about current through the diode? Zener diode. How to find the current through the Zener diode? See here, the current from this source is how much? That is I. That can be taken as I. And this current can be here split up into two parts. One current is flowing through the load resistance, another current is flowing through the Zener diode. Okay, that I is equal to, by using Kirchhoff's current law. What is Kirchhoff's current law? The sum of current entering is equal to the sum of current leaving. What are the leaving currents here? IL and IJ. And what is the entering current here? That is I. That is I is equal to IL plus IJ. Then what is the current through the Zener diode? That is IZ is equal to I minus IM. So what about I is nothing but here 14. Then IL is how much? That is 5. That is a 9 milliampere. It is the current flowing to the generator. So, but it is not your answer. You have to find the current flowing to the series resistance and also load resistance. Next, we are going to discuss about the logic gates. So, already you know that what are the basic logic gates here. Basic logic gates are OR gate, AND gate, and NOT gate. OR gate does addition function, AND gate does multiplication function, and NOT gate does that is a inverse function. Okay. So now let us discuss one by one. Then logic gates. First one we are going to discuss about, that is a OR gate. What is the symbolical representation of OR gate? It is the symbolical representation of OR gate. So it has two or more than two inputs and only one output. That is output of y is equal to A or B. How to read this one? A or B. Then what is the symbol for the OR gate here? Logic symbol for the OR gate is this one as shown in the figure. Then A and B are the two inputs and y is the output of A and B. Then what is the truth table for the OR gate? Truth table for the OR gate. So see here, two inputs are there. What are those? A and B. Then one output is there, that is y is equal to A or B. If A is 0, B is also 0, 0 and 1 are the binary numbers. So A is 0, B is 0 means off and off or open and open. Okay, you can say it is off and off, open and open, or otherwise low and low. Okay, so here 0 stands for open or off and or low. Okay, then 0 or 0, that is again 0. Next, if A is 0 means if A is low, then B is high, that is 1. Then 1 stands for here closed or on or high. Okay. Then if A is 0 means A is low but B is high. A is low, B is high. Then 0 or 1, then we will get 1, that is again high. Then next, if A is high and B is low, then 1 or 0 again it is a 1. If both are high, that is 1 and 1, then it is again 1. It is the truth table for which gate? OR gate. Then next we are going to discuss about AND gate. AND gate does multiplication function. AND gate. Then what is the logic symbol for AND gate? Here base is straight and it is the base. Then here output, that output can be taken as A and B. How to read this one? A and B. Then how many inputs are there? Two inputs are there. A and B are the two inputs. Okay. Then what is the truth table for AND gate? Here two or more than two inputs, but here only one output. Then A and B are the inputs and Y is the output, that can be written as A and B. Then if A and B both are low means 0 and 0. If A and B both are 0 means both are low, then 0 and 0. Then 0 and 0 is again 0. Next, if A is low, then B is high. A is low means that can be taken as 0. B is high means that can be taken as 1. 0 and 1 is again 0. Next, if A is high, then B is low. A is high, then B is low. Then what about 1 and 0? Sorry, 1 and 0 is 0. Next, if both are high, that means A is 1, B is 1. 1 and 1 is again 1, and it is the truth table for which gate? AND gate. Then next we are going to discuss about NOT gate. NOT gate does inverse function, and here only one input and only one output. And what is the logic symbol for NOT gate? It is the logic symbol for NOT gate. If input is A, then its output is complement of A or inverse of A. For example, if input is 0, then output is 1. Then output is 1. If input is 1, then output is 0. Then we are going to write the truth table. Because it does always inverse function. If input, I will take A as input and Y equal to A bar is output. Then if input is 0, then output is 1. Means if input is low, then output is high. Then if input is high, then output is low, that is 0. Then it is about NOT gate. So if NOT gate is connected to the OR gate, then it becomes a NOR gate. Next we are going to discuss about NOR gate. What do you mean by NOR gate? It is the combination of OR gate and NOT gate. See here, what is the symbol for the NOR gate? Here, what this circle indicates? This circle indicates that the NOT gate is connected to OR gate, and it is output, and these two are the inputs, A and B. Then output is, it is the complement of A or B. Output is, it is the complement of A or B, because NOT gate is connected. Now, and also we can draw this diagram. It is a OR gate, and this OR gate is connected to NOT gate. Then A and B are the inputs. Then, so output of the OR gate is, that is Y equal to A or B. Then what is the output of this NOT gate? Because this A or B is input for the NOT gate now, then it is the complement of A or B. It is a output, that is Y. Okay. Then it is about NOR gate. What is the truth table for this one? See, A, B and Y is equal to A or B, and the output of the NOR gate is complement of A or B. Then I will take it as a 1. Then now let us put the values. If A 0, B 0, then A 0 or 0 is again 0, but the complement of 0 is how much? 1. Then if A is 0, B is 1, 0 or 1 is 1, but its complement is 0. Then if A is 1, B is 0, 1 or 0, again it is a 1. Then what is the complement of 1? Again it is a 0. Then if both are 1, A and B both are 1, then it's a 1 or 1 is how much? 1, but its complement is 0. Then see here, it is the output of the OR gate and it is the output of the NOR gate. Okay. Then what is the output of the OR gate here? 0, 1, 1, 1. But what is the output of the NOR gate? That is 1, 0, 0, 0. Okay. Now next, if this NOT gate is connected to AND gate, then it is a NAND gate. NAND gate. Then what is the logic symbol for the NAND gate? It is the logic symbol for the NAND gate. A and B, and the output of the NAND gate can be written as complement of A and B, or inverse of A and B. So and also we can draw the diagram like this. Okay, see, it is an AND gate. This AND gate is connected to NOR gate. Then it becomes a NAND gate. Then A and B. What is the output of AND gate here? A and B. And this A and B is the input for the NOT gate. Then its complement. And complement of A and B. Complement of A and B. Then what is the truth table here? Truth table can be written as A, B are the two inputs and Y is equal to A and B is the output of the AND gate. It is the output of the AND gate. Then what is the output of the NAND gate? That is the complement of A and B. Okay. So if A is 0, B 0, 0 and 0 is 0. Then what is the complement of 0? That is 1. Then if A is 0, B is 1, 0 and 1 again it is a 0, but the complement of 0 is 1. Then if A is 1, B is 0, 1 and 0 again it is a 0, but complement of 0 is again it is a 1. If A and B both are 1, then the output of the AND gate is 1, but the complement of 1 is 0. Then it is the truth table for the which gate here? NAND gate. So here NAND gate and NOR gate behaves as the universal gates because sometimes they act like OR gate, NOT gate and even AND gate. Okay. So NOR gate and NAND gate are called as the universal gates.